maybe you have to ask yourself, is that the kind of friend I want in my life that they can't even be there for my hard times?
Exactly.
Once you're in that, even in a dark place, like it's really super important that, like, and then we mentioned so many times in the past podcast that you surround yourself with light. You surround yourself and with people who support you and who can offer support, but then you yourself have to let them know too what you're going through.
Yeah, be honest.
Yeah.
Be honest, because if you're honest, you're going to be honest with yourself too. And then you guys can get to solve to the point of the problem if you explain what's going on. Then they can pinpoint it, you know? You guys can kind of unravel it together by talking. You'll be like, oh shit, that's the problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, because when you're in it on your own by yourself and you don't let anybody know and you're just like just in this dark space, you only see your own perspective.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone else's perspective. You just see your own, and it can be really dark. It can just be really lonesome. But as soon as you're honest and you're like, yeah, this is what I'm going through right now. I feel like this, or this is what I'm thinking, or what I'm going through. Everyone's like, that's not true. That's not. They'll let you know, like, what you're thinking and what you're feeling. That's not true. Or like, it may be true at the moment, but that's not going to be what it's like forever. Like they help add another enlightenment and perspective to what you're going through.
Yeah.
So it's so important that you, like, you again reach out and like let people know what you're going through, and even as hard as that may be, because I think a lot of people don't want to bother other people, or they think like, oh, everyone's life is going great and mine isn't. Like, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer or like share anything. Like, it's just everyone's life is perfect, mine's not.
Oh, we've both been there. We've both been there where we're like, we don't want to bother that person with our problems. And I'm like, fuck, what if they're going through something and they're just like, somebody help me. And they're like smiling, but really deep down inside, they're like, help me too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I would like to challenge people out there. If you feel kind of like uneasy in your space, you don't know what the fuck is going on, what's wrong with you, I would definitely give you a challenge. Like, challenge you to at least meet with your friend like once a week and like start trying to be more honest. Maybe you're the one who has to kind of like take that jump, that leap, and be like, hey, friend, this is what's happening.
Yeah.
And just be honest.
Having a deeper conversation than just like, oh, how's your day? How's your day?
How was your vacation? You know, like that's great.
There's nothing wrong with the superficial conversations.
No problem.
But, you know, what friends are there for is also to hear if you're going through something really hard at the moment, what you're going through.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to hear it, like, I don't.
Wrong person next. Wrong person next. Wrong person next.
That's maybe not. Maybe you have to ask yourself, is that the kind of friend I want in my life that they can't even be there for my hard times?
Exactly, Debbie. Such a good point right there. It just totally helps you to identify, like, who are my real peeps?
Yeah.
Like, who are my real people? Who am I surrounding myself? Who is my inner circle? Exactly. And then maybe you change that around and things start coming together just because you made that small change.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah. It's because there's only so much of you to go around when it comes to like having friendships. Like when we're younger, we're like, oh, we just want to have a whole, we want everybody to like me. I want everyone to be friends with everybody. I want to have so many friends.
Like 100 friends.
As you get older, you're like, quantity of friends might sound really important, but as you get older, it's the quality of friends. It's not so much to how many friends you have, but like, how are your friends to you? Like, how are they? Like, and like, I can say at least like with no doubt, like my friends that I have that I still am friends with are so dear to me because they've been there through my darkest times. And I mean like through my breakdowns. I mean, when I'm in the hospital, they come and visit me. And when I'm inpatient in a hospital, and they come and visit me during the visiting hours and bring me gifts or bring me notes to remind me, why they love me, and like things like that. It's like, as shitty as having bipolar is for me, it really helped me focus and understand like how important friendship and family is. And it's kind of like a test that I didn't purposely like choose to give, but it's a test of friendship and a test of family and relationships is, when you go through something like bipolar and like have this mental breakdown and humiliate yourself, and your friends and family are still willing to stick around and still willing to see you after all that, you're just like, oh wow, okay. That dark voice, like for me personally, that says like I'm a shitty person, I deserve to be alone, all this stuff. Like, well, you're saying all these negative things, to yourself, at least for myself, but then all these people still want to be around me. Somebody's wrong here. Like something like the voice, either all these different people in my life is wrong for hanging out with me, but like they're their own person. They have the power to and the free will to disconnect from me if they want to. But they're choosing with their own free will and choice, choosing not to cut me off. They are still willing to extend their hand and friendship towards me and relationship with me. Then I'm wrong. That dark voice is wrong. This whole time I thought that no, how could anybody ever would want to be with me or want to be around me? And it's just that dark voice that's saying all these things, and I'm like, so wrong.
It's so wrong. I think it's because we're so nice that we give into that voice. You know what I mean? Like we're empathetic, like we're empaths. I feel like we take the time to listen to people, and that's all great. That's good attributes that we have, that we listen to people and we care, but we also listen to that inside voice.
Yeah.
We were too nice. We're too kind to listen to everything. And sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to make that choice and be like, shut the fuck up, okay, bitch. Yeah. You're in my world, okay? I'm not in your world. I'm in charge. Sometimes you just have to go through it and learn that yourself. That some things you have to be tough to.
Yes.
And just like stop it. Nip it in the bud.
I think after all these years growing up, I've learned that, it's good to be nice to people, but also it's good to have boundaries too.
Yeah, boundaries are important.
And then also because we are such nice people can easily take advantage of that. And so that's why it's so important to have boundaries and to like really pick and choose who your friends are and like who you let into your life, because otherwise, if you let in the wrong people into your life, they will take everything away from you. They will take all your energy. They will just absorb everything.
Maybe break up your relationship with your significant other. Like that can happen too if you bring in the wrong people.
Exactly.
Because that's happened to me and Joseph. Like we almost broke up because certain people we let into our lives, like slowly putting toxic ideas into our brains, like slowly over time. Like sometimes they don't even know they're doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like sometimes they're not consciously doing it, but it's like you have to be aware of these things. And at one point I just like woke up and I was like, oh fuck, like Joseph really is important to me. I am going to lose him if I don't change certain things. And I woke up like thankfully. But yeah, like if you're not aware of the certain people that you bring into your life, which is, I'm not saying like just keep everyone out.
No.
Just be aware.
Be aware and be picky. Be picky about who you let
because you love yourself.
Because you love yourself enough to know like, hey, like I'm a good person, I'm a nice person, but like, I have to be careful about who I let into my life, because you let in the wrong people, they can definitely destroy you. Not intentionally, but or intentionally. It could be both.
It could be they might be jealous, or I don't know, whatever insecurities they have.
Yeah. And just bring you down with them.
Yeah.
And so it's so important that that you draw those boundaries and you know who to let in and who to just keep at a distance.
Yeah.
So no, I'm glad that with my mental illness, like it's like the people that stuck around me, it's kind of ride or die. Like, hey, let's do, like we still want to hang out with you, Debbie. We still want to be your friend. Like, Okay.
All right. If you say so.
You saw what happened, but if you still want to be my friend, then that's cool.
Yeah.
I respect that. Like it's cool. Yeah, no, I'm really lucky that I have such great family and friends, and I know a lot of people in my situation that don't have that, and I've met people in those situations that don't have the support, and they're just a mess. They're just.
I would say I feel like I strongly believe, I know it would be tough for them. It would be a tough journey, but each of those people have the power to change their life around. I feel like no matter how hard of a situation you're in, like I just like finally understood, going through my own problems and all the challenges that I have to go through. It's like, really just think about how to make one thing good, one thing work out in your life. You know what I mean? Because that'll compound, I think. When like you wake up the next day and like, hey, I failed at it, but I'm gonna try again because I'm curious. I'm curious what will happen tomorrow if I try a different way. And you just keep on trying. You just say, hey, tomorrow's gonna be another adventure. I never know what's gonna happen. Let's be curious.
Yeah,
and I feel like that will reflect on your whole life will change just on that small practice.
Yeah, just saying yes to things and just giving things a shot and just trying it out. And no matter what your fears or reservations you might have, just saying yes to things and giving things a shot. Like even this podcast, like we're just trying, man. We're just trying. We're trying. And
we don't know what the fuck we're doing. Okay, we kind of do.
Kind of do, but kind of don't. But at the same time, we're just like,
we're doing an okay job.
We're just expressing ourselves and just trying to connect with people and connect with each other and just give it a shot. And if it connects with people, that's great. If it doesn't, that's fine too. It's not for everyone, but I'm just so glad that we're just doing this podcast, that I have you as a friend, Liz, and that
we've been through you too, man.
Yeah, we've been through all these ups and downs together and through a pandemic together. And
you were also my mama bird earlier.
Yes.
I was like, mama bird.
Yes, we were taking pictures.
you will see
posing. You'll see it later. Yes, and I was posing as a mama bird.
And we were getting into character.
Yes. But I can just be silly, with Liz and vice versa. She can be silly with me. And it's just so great that it just keeps us young. Like it keeps us young and it keeps us like curious and just our friendship just, I feel like it's always growing,
evolving all the time.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that too. we have this.